hard on
I
them.
can't do it. I don't even try to do it.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, I guess I'll start recording now. But honestly, like, what I noticed is that even if you just try to tech chase, and there's ways to go about it, but even if you don't have like the perfect reaction tech chases, I think really all you need to be able to do is beat Fox doing up tilt after their tech in place animation. Because
with regrab?
yeah, with regrab.
Can you even do that?
Yeah, like just reaction tech chase and like have it be within like 6 frames of leniency.
I feel like I can't do that yet.
No.
But I could try to get to that point.
I think you definitely can. I think you definitely have the capacity to like confirm like the tech chases, as long as you're. Have you seen Pipsqueak's video on the reaction tech chase?
I think I have, but it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, a lot of it is about positioning and like timing your reactions, and I think that's like a secondary point, but it's like something that you can consistently work on just throughout. But even just going for that as like the basis of your game plan, I think is super important, because it like. Oh, sorry.
Also, I hope there's not too much background noise.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't sure who was. Someone was talking to me in the background, or.
No, my girlfriend's setup is right next to mine.
Oh, okay, I see. All good. Let me know if you want me to like mute the desktop audio or something, or like that, or if you're good, just this way. Anyway.
Actually, let me switch to push to talk, since you said you're recording this, right?
Yeah, I am recording this, and I upload my lessons publicly.
Yeah, I don't want there to be a whole bunch of background noise then, for you, for your sake.
It's okay. It's up to you, really. I don't mind either way. But, yeah. Like I was saying, it's just like, forcing the Fox to go for those tech chases is, I think, just like how you start the matchup to go. Because, like, I feel like your gameplay right here, this was a great opening. Great opening right here. And this was like a pretty good, just like pretty big if you actually ended up getting a lot off of it. But you just immediately go for the read. Even though you don't have any conditioning on KJH yet. It's like, I don't know if you've played him before, but again, this is the start of the match. And I think it's like, the risk reward isn't really that worth it, even if you do hit the knee, because it's a lot of the time, even if the Fox does like DI inward to grab, they can always DI out, and then you have to you're gonna end up in a 50-50, in which case you might get a kill, but going for the tech chase lets you hone in a lot more on their reads and just passively build up damage a lot of the time. And yeah, mainly it's just like it's a little too early in the game to be calling this out without any prior knowledge, low key. But the risk reward is like right here. It's honestly like you got such a good opening. I feel like it's better to just start off going for the tech chase more than anything, right? Otherwise, I think okay. What was the other plan that we were talking about? I wanted to go over first. Okay, where's the OBS?
Personally, I'm so bad at tech chasing that if I try going for it, there's like a 60 to 70% chance that I will get reversaled off of it.
Wait, where did my OBS? Sorry, I think, where did my OBS go? Reaction. Have you like tried like grinding reaction tech chases like that before? Like, or is this like historically you just haven't been able to get it?
I grinded it like when I started like forever ago, but I have not like put any amount of like serious like daily practice. It's not like I think I couldn't do it. I'm pretty sure if I spent like 15 to 30 minutes a day for like a month or so, I probably would get it down with a reasonable degree of consistency. I just haven't done that yet.
I see. Okay, well, I think that, yeah, that makes sense, honestly. Oh, sorry, just give me a second. I think my OBS recording is messed up. Wait, let me close this one. And what's wrong with this? Why is this not, okay. Why is this not on top? Okay. Yeah, my bad. Anyway. I think, yeah, like, it's like you said, if you put in, like, a decent amount of time into practicing reaction tech chases, I think you can consistently get it. And if that's what your goal is, to, like, consistently start beating the Foxes, I think at this point with Falcon, like, you kind of have to do it unless you're getting, like, really, really good reads on a player that you've played a lot already. But even then, I think even the best Falcons, like None, they still do the reaction tech chases, but in their own unique way. When I watched None last weekend, or a couple weekends ago, at Laundersland versus Zuppy, he didn't necessarily do, like, the perfect, like, wave dash down 20GX reaction tech chase. A lot of the time, he would do dash and then cover that with, like, the tech roll. And if he noticed that you teched in place, he'd probably do dash back bear. And other times, he would just go for, like, option coverage with, he'd throw you down, he'd throw Zuppy down, and, like, Zuppy would do, like, a no DI or something. And he would go for a reverse back air, or just, like, a back air, and then cover the roll like that. And if he missed, if he whiffed on something, he would lead up with either a jab into grab, or, like, just read the option afterwards. Or he would, like, just reaction tech chase, or maybe place a nair to keep the pressure on the Fox. So this isn't to say that reaction tech chasing is, like, there's, like, not a single set in stone way to do reaction tech chases and make it work. But I think deferring to reads right off the bat, it's a little, I think it's not taking into account the risk reward that you could be playing while still being able to go for reads, because there's a ways to go for reads and then optimize the risk reward on them. Here you went for a tech in place, but it felt like the backup plan wasn't exactly there. Like, you tried to grab it, but it's hard to grab that off the reaction. And what ended up happening is that KJH ended up getting center, and then you can also design your reads around that. So let's say whatever you do, you never want to give up center. You can always just go for tech roll in here, and then just cover the Fox in the corner and do, like, corner pressure with back air, and that leaves you to have a good position regardless. So there's more ways to hit confirm off of grab than just, like, immediately deferring to a hard read. I think there's a lot of ways to put yourself in, like, a really solid position with a hitbox and then follow up right after. And I think that's a big key of Falcon's punish game, that, like, a lot of the top Falcons, it's very subtle, but it's I think it's all there. Especially when you watch players like None and S2J do it, where they don't have the pure RTC, even though they can do it. If they're not confident in it, and maybe say they want to, like, get more reward off the back ears or whatever, they have backup options in case that their reads don't work. Like, a lot of the time when None hits the down throw, he'll go for the knee, and then he'll go for nair instead, because he knows he had frame advantage. Okay. Oh, and by the way, I have notes on all of the games and analyses that you sent me, and I'll send them afterwards. But this is mainly just the part where I think I want to discuss the big concepts, I think, surrounding the gameplay, the matchup, that you kind of want to orient the game around. And then all the more minute stuff and the more particular stuff, I'll send you afterwards. Okay, so I think that a big thing here is, like, being confident in your movement. And, like, just, I feel like I noticed a couple of tech flubs on your part, especially off stage, where I feel like, oh, this was a good idea. Had you, like, been a little bit more precise with your drift, I think you would have gotten the kill here. At least with, like, react.
How would I have gotten like a guaranteed confirm there? I feel like there's so many times in that situation where like it seems impossible to consistently like cover Fox's options out of it, because depending on whether they jump forward or jump back.
I see what you mean.
If they shine stall, like they're that cover jump forward, but then if they shine stall, like it doesn't.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So how, and like if you stay closer to the stage, and then you risk them potentially just like doing like an instant double jump forward and then shine you below the stage where you're just dead. So that's like a situation that I feel like I really struggle with in particular.
Yeah, I think this one in particular is just like it's a rough position for Falcon. But here, honestly, a lot of the times, what I try to do is at low percents, I just try to cover Fox going to ledge as early as possible. So I will grab ledge, wait for the Fox to go right, try to like jump right at me towards the ledge, and if I see them up B, I'll roll up, and then I can do like the pivot shield thing that Wizzy does to cover grabs off of ledge. Otherwise, there's more spots regarding like, sorry. Yeah, with pivot shield or just like regular shield and power shield.
No, but like what does the shield pivot cover, the pivot grab cover in particular?
When the Fox is up being, if they choose to do like a weird angle through you, or like maybe like you don't get the perfect angle and you just want to get a grab facing towards the stage so you can throw them off stage again.
If they up the at you. Oh, so you try to do it, space it at the end of at the end of their up B then, right?
Yeah, around that time. So let me see. I'm going to go on Uncle Punch, and I'm going to have their grab or their counter air escape option to be like, okay, what percent was he? He was at like 30%. I think there's. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I haven't actually done anything with Uncle Punch save states because like. The time when I actually labbed Melee was when 20XX was the only thing out, and since Uncle Punch came out, I haven't really learned how to use it. I use it for the Armada Shine training to practice edge guarding Fox, and then I use the combo training.
That's so real.
Save states, yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember the days when everybody was only grinding on 20XX, and that was the only way to get the grind. And save states were so much harder back then. But they made save states and labbing so much easier in Uncle Punch. Because now you can control like everything and have the Fox do whatever. And I'm not even using the most modern version of Uncle Punch, but yeah, I think it's a very useful tool, especially because you can lab out very basic stuff like or like higher level stuff like whether the Fox jumps towards or jumps away, as opposed to like, are they going to do like lifesaver immediately or versus like a double jump up B. And this is like, what helps me a lot is thinking about what kind of pathways I want to cut off and what trajectory I could do. I could place my hitboxes that I cover the most pathways. And then what can I cover if they, take a detour on that pathway. So, for example, I will place... Oh, what the heck was that DI? Okay, let's give them some decent DI. So, if they DI in, you get the double knee. So, that's already there. But, let's just say they don't do the best DI. Let's just say they just DI up and away. And this is the DI you want to cover. You wait a second, and then a lot of the time the Foxes are either going to up B if they jump away, because here you're dealing with jump away. But your specific knee that you went for here is trying to cover directly to jump away. What you could do instead is you could do shield stop instant knee forward, or like the JoJo knee forward, and then react. Depending on if they double jump back up B or whatnot, because if they double jump back, they're spending a lot more frames having to, adjust their positioning, which leaves you open to react and then up air them. So had KJH, double jumped backwards, he would have definitely got hit here. But if you had done a knee and then just like kept the drift here and just kind of hovered here, you could have potentially reacted with a fast fall to cover the shine stall. And then if KJH, did jump back instead, you could have reacted with no fast fall and then drifted towards him and then up aired like that. So let's say I do, or the Fox goes for jump away instead.
Yeah, I think doing shield stop is probably just the way to set that up, because if you dash into it, you just get way too much drift, and then it just makes it really unsafe.
Yeah, and also
if I do shield stop into full drift forward jump, then I'll still be able to double jump back to stage with like a nair or something.
Yeah, that's why I personally like JoJo's teeter cancel. Is like this gives you a lot of control without like ruining the momentum from the shield stop. It's a little tricky to do since you get a lot more like reach off of it, and you have
do that teeter quite often as well. And what I often try to do is teeter into knee in place, but that seems like just because of the randomness inherent to like Fox's spin during his LB, it feels super inconsistent. So I don't think you can. Never mind. Sorry, continue.
It's all good. And then, of course, the big one to deal with, honestly, is shine stalling. And that one's kind of risky. But honestly, I found that just aiming your knee off stage at the Fox's shine is honestly, like, you gotta accept the risk and then just double jump back. And if the Fox often does like DI in here and they're shine stalling and they're double jumping towards, I like to do honestly dash back pivot knee right here. I think I get like a really good gimp on MG in tournament, and I gotten a lot of gimps on MG in tournament with this specific knee setup. Is this pivot backwards knee? Where is it? Versus MG. And this is a bit of a hard commit, but usually a lot of Falcon's edge guards are like 50-50s, but there are ways that you can sort of react as late as possible and then narrow it down to like a pretty highly likely option, especially based on the way that they go about, like, are they immediate double jumpers? And if that's true, then I'll probably just read double jump away, since a lot of the time they're panicking and they want to jump back and they do instant side B and then maybe shorten. Let's see.
Yeah, it's really easy to cover people that instantly double jump out of hit stun every time.
Okay. Where's that damn dojo attorney? Yeah, this one I kind of got shadow run, but let's see. Is this the? Oh yeah, this is the one. This is the one. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. Can you see this one?
From Goose, lost it. It looks updated, but that's fun.
Okay, how do I win this one in particular? Okay. Let's see. That's not here. Is it a little later? Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, I think this is another example of like when you get straight hits, because I feel like you got a lot of nairs in the spot where I get this up air, and a lot of the times you like either jabbed or sort of hesitated. But I think honestly, like especially versus Spaceys, if they're at higher percents, just going up there to not link with hard knee, but to link with soft knee into up air or just like go back to ledge, it's a very worthwhile thing to go for, because a lot of the times they're not going to be mashing Shine out fast enough. And even if they do, they're high enough percent where, like, this knee or this, they'll have to up B after this, after they trade or they Shine us. And you can, if you tank the Shine and hold DI in, up and in, you can still make it back with an up B. But it is a little risky regardless. But I think that's kind of the risk that it's good to take, especially if you're, like, down, I think. Because there's not anything really else I go for here. Besides, like, maybe deferring to ledge, but that's, like, I'm still going to have to play a 50-50 to hit him. And if he comes back, then I'd rather not play the neutral versus Fox and maybe risk getting near to 124. But that's just how I'd evaluate the risk reward myself. So where is it? Right here. Okay. Yeah, I get this grab. And here I do this soft knee. And he thought it was best of 3, but so he thought he lost. But had an MG shine stalled here, it would have hit him, and then regardless, I get this kill here because he jumped into it. But if he shine stalled, then I would have gotten a reset, like first hit in air on his up B.
I think it might just be very helpful for me to look at a whole bunch of edge guard situations from my games and try to figure out. Because there's a lot of situations where I'm getting hit during edge guards in ways that I don't think it should be possible for me to get hit.
That's true.
If I'm spacing things properly.
Mm-hmm. I do think from what I've seen in your games, it was a matter of, like, being a bit more tight with your spacing. But that's the stuff that I think, like, it comes with time, but also it's not the worst thing to, like, struggle with. I think there are more things that you can struggle with that are difficult, but I think the overarching things you have a good sense of. I was watching through the games. I think you had good adaptations, especially later on. You started recognizing that KJH was abusing CC much more often, that your nairs weren't working as well. So you started going for more back airs. You recognized that when he was in center, it was better for you to go for more back air into grab links and play with more empty hops. I think that was really solid. And can you see this video?
Stop playing. I was gonna say that my tech skill just is like not very good. Is why, like, I try very hard to just focus on, rather than requiring me to hit tight execution, doing specific setups, like doing the field stop into full drift forward knee, which doesn't really require any specific timing element or anything like that. Doing, like, the teeter cancel doesn't require, it's like super easy timing, things like that. But I think I just need to be a bit more, intentional about that. My tech skill is just not the best.
Yeah, I think that's the fair thing to go for. And I think a problem, honestly, was, like, I think you recognized that your tech skill wasn't working out for you too well, but the problem was that you still kept going for, like, risky off-stage things, when I think that if your tech skill is really not all there, it's best to just hover back and back air like all the Foxes do. When you're playing against the Fox, like, especially like Kalindi, even though he's super hyper technical, he's not gonna always go out there with, like, a shine turnaround back air at every moment, because it's still risky. And I think we're not Fox. It's not a fair fight that we're fighting, but it's like if Fox even has to capitulate with like back air in place, I think it's worth going for, because the risk reward if Fox double jumps into one of your aerials is so good for Falcon. Because you can just short hop knee off stage, soft knee up air. It
just feels like the second that I stop trying to edge guard the spacey off stage, they just go to ledge every time. Mm-hmm. And then in that case, they just kind of get back to neutral for free.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think, though, that, like, if that's the problem, it's, like, a matter of, like, 50-50 conditioning. Like, if the Fox is, mainly going to ledge, which I think it's, like, every Fox has that, like, radar in them that, like, I have to go to ledge. I think the biggest thing is, like, learning to sort of cut off that line or that path to ledge with, like, soft knee and covering it as, like, with, like, run off knee as well. And I go over some of the ways that you could do that in the notes that I send. Like here, none ends up getting this hit off stage, or no, this isn't none. This is 80-0 or Sufyan, and goes for a soft knee up air, and he recognizes that Fox probably is going to go for ledge here, and he's heavy up. So what he does is he goes for he doesn't go directly to hit him. He goes to cover his angle towards ledge. I think that's the concept here, is that you want to cut off his lifeline to ledge. And any sort of path that he takes, if he hovers around that line, that would make a picture. Paint. I wonder if I can display that right now. I'll switch the screen. Okay. So you clearly, a lot of the times, this is, we'll put the blue shine is when Fox is actionable, and this right here is the path that there's a couple of paths that he could take, and I think that the biggest thing is honestly cutting off the paths to ledge. So you want to make sure that this place is a no-go zone. So I think the most common one for Falcon is just placing a knee and right here, so that if Fox takes any path that's remotely in this vicinity, up here, or up B here.
If Fox does a narrow up B angle though to ledge and you do a knee, then it feels like you will most likely trade, and when you trade there, it doesn't feel like you can continue the edge guard.
Trade
That's
is
the issue that I've been finding.
Mm-hmm.
So here, wait, let me pull up one because I think that will be a good way to do it. But yeah, keep talking about.
So there's a couple of ways that I think you can cover that. Is you want to recognize that if the Fox is going to take any route remotely within this path of going to ledge, he has to do it by going through this specific zone. We'll call this a no-go zone right here. This is a no-go zone. And Fox has a lot of different angles and trajectories he can go for it, but this is the spots that you can cover effectively with knee. Right? This is a no-go zone for Fox, or should be. And another big thing is that if Fox does instead, up B here and goes for the shallow angle and goes up like this, if you do a backflip knee backwards, it'll still cover this without trading or risking of trading. But the thing here is that right off of down throw, if we recognize that the Fox is actionable and we have frame advantage, and we go directly here and cut off as early as possible. Okay. Actually, it'd be better to represent Fox's dynamic angles right here as a cone. So here you have a cone where it's all these different directions he could be going, right? But if you cut off and aim your knee as low as possible here, you'll see that there's a lot less angles to cover. And so this entire section of jumps that he has can be covered with a single knee if you aim it right here.
Sorry, give me a second. I'm still thinking about it.
So good. I also do recommend this video by Dane. It's a really good edge guarding Fox video, because sorry.
I was gonna say, the thing is that between them choosing to fastball, not choosing to fastball, using shine to stall when they do their double jump or up B or whatever option, just everything that they possibly have to mix up the timing, it feels like doing that knee is always, I don't know, feels inconsistent, when I do it a lot of times. But I'm not sure if there's something I'm missing.
Inconsistent in execution, or just inconsistent in the fact that you can't, or just you have to make a guess?
Inconsistent in that, say you read that they're gonna double jump out a hit stun instantly, and they instead do like a fastball double jump, then you've now lost the situation, and like they actually get to turn that disadvantage state into an advantage state, or even essentially like get a reversal into an edge guard.
I see. In that case, I think that might actually be more so a matter of not recognizing that you have a certain frame advantage, or that maybe you don't have as much frame advantage as you thought in terms of hit stun, and then still committing to something when the Fox has more options available to them. Whereas I think if you're quick with the or if you're quick with the confirms and have certain reaction points set up for when the Fox might choose their option, you can choose to cover the option way earlier, meaning that the Fox will have fewer options that effectively escape Falcon. I mean, it's still possible that you can get unlucky with like Fox getting like a frame perfect shine, but I still think it's like could be remotely consistent. Okay.
Is there like a timing reference that you use to determine when you want to jump when you do that? So if like say you get that down throw in the corner and you want to do that like soft knee coverage.
Yeah.
When do you do the double jump, or when do you do your short hop?
When am I reacting and when am I gonna short hop? Let's see. Oh, it was
trying to do it like. Yeah, because I feel like in order for me to be consistent at something like that, I have to have like a very specific reference point to be like, okay, I react to Fox being at this height and then jump and go off the sort of thing.
It was me reacting to his DI. It was me reacting to his DI and the fact that I knew that after like maybe 15 to 20 frames he would be below stage right here, means that I recognized that he was going to have to dip below stage and he would have to ride the wall or double jump backwards, potentially into my knee. And so that's why I chose to double jump really early, and that I knew I had enough time to set this up. Otherwise, if I'd reacted a little later and I wasn't super confident in this one, I would have probably just wave dashed to ledge. See it.
Yeah, that shield pivot knee into the stage is probably going to be a lot better way to cover it than what I've been doing. Should try that instead. Because right now what I've been trying to do is doing the knee teeter cancel into neutral hop knee, which does like slightly put you off stage, but is, I don't know, a lot of times it just trades, and when it trades it's not the best.
I think the reason it trades is because it takes a lot of time to set up. Like that setup, I think the wave dashing in, the having to teeter and everything, I think that takes a lot of time to set up. Also, wait, this is Armada Shine training? I think in the Armada Shine training, this one is where you want to react to Fox going off stage just with like run off knee, like there. I think that's fine to trade with. And also, if that's not comfortable for you, you can also just backflip if you know that they're gonna go below stage. I think you want to jump sort of right as they right as their hit stun is about to end.
Right as hit stun is about to end.
Yeah. So like, sorry, you were gonna say?
I feel like if you commit to it that early, then.
But this is you have to take into account what resources Fox has too. If Fox has his double jump, if Fox has his what's it called? Just give me a second, sorry. Yeah, I'm doing a lesson. DC Burger 1. after my lesson. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. I think there's a moment in the KJH Falco game where you do like a really good jump, and I think that could be the I see what you mean here, where you try to go for this back air, but you weren't sure if like the Fox was going to double jump in or not, and that they had a lot of options.
Yeah.
I think you made the call a little like right as the Fox's hit stun ended here, and then you made the call to dip way below, like almost half a second after the Fox's hit stun ended, which was a little too late because then they had way too many options, which is a little difficult. But I think in the Falco game, you hit something or almost hit an edge guard that was like really, really solid. Ultimately, I really like how you played the versus the Falco, because I think your move selection was really good. Like you're doing much better at like keeping yourself mobile, keeping the Falco out of bay. I like those double jump back aerials a lot. I like how you're hitting. Oh yeah, here it is. This one. So what I liked here is you get this nair, and then you recognize that the shine stall, like you see the shine stall, you get this backflip. I think every single time you should just bear here, like bear pretty much at this position, because if KJH side B's here like he does, he gets hit with his back air and he dies. If he does anything else, he's probably going to either jump into the back air.
If he does up B, then it will be slow enough that you can do a double jump and cover it with something else.
Exactly. And then you can get like a nair if you're a little late. But the thing is that if he's below ledge right here, like if he's right below ledge and he's up being right here and you just grab ledge, you get a back air here for free, or you get a back air to continue the edge guard, or at least keep up some pressure. And the edge guard, it's like it forces KJH to have to up B, which you can react with a lot better. And I think that like this moment here in the game, this sort of recognizing of the confirm and this timing is one that you should try to emulate a little bit more versus Spaceys, and see if like just try to keep this in mind, like where this jump arc leads and how it can cover his paths. Because right here he has this jump arc, and this you jumped like pretty early, but it covered his jump arcs pretty well, because if you fall down on him right here, his jump arcs are pretty limited. If you can see my mouse, it's limited to like around here before you can even get your bear out. So he can only get up to around here before your bear comes out, in which case you can no-go zone him and just back air him. And if he has to double jump all the way back out here, like it's a highly likely chance that if you still throw out the back air, he'll get hit in the middle of it. Or you could grab ledge if you see him double jump back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I personally like to just back air here and keep them honest, especially on the first stock.
I see what you mean now about reacting to the DI too. So if they DI in, then you want to do the turnaround knee, and if they DI, if they're super close to the stage or covering really close to the stage, and you do the turnaround one, because then they're forced to either go straight up or to hug the
wall.
Either
Yeah.
way, you can cover it with the knee. And if they DI away, then you do the other knee, in which case you're just covering in front of you, and then that'll cover everything really well. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like the concept is, I think you got the concept, which is mainly just like you understand that there's certain timings and certain paths that they have to take, and then you can cut them off with like based on where their DI is going to be. And I think that like a big important thing is recognizing that if you cover a certain path, there's probably another path that they can take that is significantly slower. And sometimes, because of Falcon, if he throws out a hitbox, he can still have enough time to cover that slower path. So it's like an option coverage in and of itself. Like here, for example, on the fast path here for Falco is he shine.
It's not streaming anymore.
Oh, sorry. I just realized that I made the mistake here. Wait, have you not been able to see the... Oh. Can you see it?
It was only for the past maybe like 10 seconds.
Okay. Gotcha.
And it went away again.
Okay, I see what I did. Okay, so here the fast path for Falco here is double jump side B. Double jump side B to ledge. Right here. And if you throw out a back air here, he's dead. Which is you directly covering and reacting to his fast path. And let's say he takes another different like fast path. If he up B's here, and like let's say you react here, you're reacting right now. If you see him double jumping towards the stage, he'll have to up B if he wants to like snap to ledge like every Falco or every space he really wants to do. And that up B you can react to with an up air, back air with your specific drift, and still cover his fast path. And let's say you don't cover the fast path. Let's say instead you back air that side B. Let's say you pause right here. You threw out a back air, and then Kalindi is like, "Oh shoot, I'm gonna read that the Falcon is going to try and back air here, and I'm going to up B right over here, where this last stage light is." You throw out this back air and you don't fast fall it, you can still react with a double jump reverse up air, and that kills Kalindi. And that covers his slow path, which is the only thing that's one of the few things that would have beaten the fast path.
Could I see the setup one more time? This one. Double check. Okay. Yeah, in retrospect, I think what I should have done, what I would do now, looking back on it, would probably be after that nair, do a dash forwards, heel stop, and then do the knee.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I guess, react to... I might be able to react and either do the fast fall the knee to hit like a shine stall.
Oh, yeah.
Or, if they don't shine stall, do no fast fall and then double jump back to stage with a nair to catch them if they do like an instant either catches them with the late knee or catches them with the instant
double jump. Yeah.
Nair.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I wasn't thinking about that exactly, but it's actually a really good spot where you apply the concept right here. Because if you shield stop right here, I think like you can imagine yourself, you do shield stop, you do instant knee, and then you fast fall it. If you fast fall it into Kalindi's shine, he gets hit out of his double jump, and he dies. And then you can react if you wanna, if he does like the knee with like double jump back nair or double jump back up air. So yeah, that's actually really interesting. I didn't think of that. Nice. Okay, I think we got that one down. Okay, I'm just gonna let myself.
I think, if you have general concepts about what I can improve as far as like maintaining stage control and just macro level concepts, I feel like I have a very good understanding of micro interactions and how to deal with specific things, but then I struggle a lot more with like general things. Like for instance, I was playing versus I don't remember who, but I was playing against this Marth earlier, and it just kind of made me realize how much of like I jump way too much. And
oh yeah, I see it right here.
Specifically, I'm jumping way too much at close range. Like you just cannot jump near enough. And I know it's the golden rule with Falcon. That's like the thing that I should know, but it's also just so hard not to do on instinct.
I know.
And just replacing, I feel like just replacing all of all those short hops at close range with like, sorry, I'm kind of just talking to myself right now, but
No, I agree.
All those with dash away into jump to do like a Lord Stomp or something, or just do like an empty hop if you don't want to commit to an aerial, things like that.
Yeah, I think that's actually, sorry, go ahead.
Just to finish the thought was, my point was that like it feels like there's a lot of macro level concepts like that until I play against an opponent that is really good at dash dancing, that like is very intentional about their movement and things like that, I just don't realize that I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
So if you notice things like that, I would appreciate it.
I think here at the end is like a pretty big example of like you recognizing that like KJH is at like a very high percent and you want the kill, and that's like the game plan is to get the kill and get a hit off stage here, but you go for instant up air like right here, despite him being right next to you, you get that grounded interaction, you get this up air. He's shielding, and you decide to like read his jump with like up air again when you get a little unlucky, and I feel like you start flailing here when like instead of forcing jumps here, it's good to replace this, especially in close range scraps, with jab. Falcon's jab is actually a really good backup option. It's basically Falcon's shine. It's the same way that Spaceys will flail with their nairs. And I know flail has like this like negative connotation behind it, but I'm just use it to mean like you're throwing out a sort of aerial that you're not sure is going to work, but you know that if you do...
You're just saying it's just something that you're doing because if it hits, it will be effective, and you're just putting a hitbox out with the hope that they will run into it without like actually intentionally making a choice to cover a specific option.
Yeah, I think like this was a pretty good up air to like catch him double jumping out, but especially because you were an invincible. But here, I think you didn't react here, and I think that like once you started double jumping near him. This was good. This was good. I think you get near him, and then this raptor boost I'm not too sure about. But here you could have started like throwing out more gentlemans, especially when you're near him after whiff punishing, keeping the Spacey on their toes. I think a big macro thing is recognizing that after you throw out an aerial or after you land in a jump, that is a new reaction point for you to play. And if they're close, you got to recognize that if they're close, you got to either jab, run away, or like just pick a move, and recognize that like if the Spacey comes at you, you got to be prepared. And sometimes you will not have the frame advantage to get through. Let me see if there's an example here. Yeah, right around here. You recognize this also later in the set, but you get this like you're in this disadvantage point, and you don't have much frame data. You go for the raptor boost, but if you turn around jab here, the Fox, he technically did not have enough frame advantage to push that in air. So turnaround jab keeps them honest. I think that's a big thing, is that you're fishing or like you're aiming to get like really solid like big openings through the jump, but Falcon, especially versus Fox, and I think that's why myself I jump a lot versus Fox, but this is why I struggle a lot versus Fox, is that I jump in spots where I should just be holding my ground or jabbing or grabbing.
Jumping is so bad versus Fox because if you're anywhere other than center stage and you get caught with an error, it'll combo.
Exactly.
You just die at any percent. But yeah, turnaround jab. Jab is something that I did not use I've been playing for fucking 10 years, and did not use for like 9 years or something, and it's something that I'm just finally starting to implement.
Tell me about it.
It's a process.
Likewise, I actually struggled a lot with. My most predictable thing actually was I would throw out an aerial and almost always dash back, and so Foxes would just read me. Like dashing back with an overshoot nair and just like read me and then own me for that with like an instant nair, and I wouldn't have enough time to set up. Where if I just, if I caught them and like just jabbed when they had that sort of inkling in their mind, I would have conditioned them to have my dashbacks work even more. And once I started doing that, I started beating Foxes that I really didn't beat before, like Grape Ape, that guy had my number for a long time. And jabbing,
definitely keep that in mind. Yeah, that would be very helpful.
None also, it's actually so silly to see because this is versus like top 50 players Uppy. He throws out so many jabs. None versus Uppy. And like he makes it work so well. And even though he jumps a lot, he knows like that jumping in place is not the best way to go about it. I think that I like the way that he places aerials with like high value aerials. Like if you're gonna jump with Nair, like only do it if it's gonna beat full hop. I think Nair honestly is not that great of a move because it's not that high value. Like if you get this Nair, like you get this Nair and you're still forced to tech chase, which is like
To the choir with that one.
So I think here, like, you know, you could have stomped and it would have hit around the same time anyway. Like you get this like let's say instead of here
Streaming the non-Zuppy thing.
Oh, sorry. But yeah,
I'll be right back. I'm grabbing a jacket. I'm sorry, I'm freezing.
All good.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Alright, what is None doing? None is going. Oh, another big thing is that I think the reason why None is able to jump so much versus Fox's and then make it work is that he only jumps when he has frame advantage. He only jumps when the Fox is in lag, really. Like, here he jumped a lot when Fox was in lag. Here he whiff punishes. That's when Fox is in lag. Here he goes for that Nair in the corner because Fox is in lag after the tech in place animation.
I don't think Fox is in disadvantage for that first Nair.
This Nair here? Oh, sorry.
So he hit that Nair right there. There, Fox was not in disadvantage. I think, right?
Technically, he was because now Falcon.
I guess you're right.
Falcon's in the air.
Right, you're right.
Anything Fox does now, if None doesn't Nair here, even if Fox does an instant Nair, he'll get hit. Because he has 6 frames. That is true, but would it actually lose to up smash? It could. But then the thing is that Zuppy.
Up smash low profile, is it? Sorry, I don't mean to tell you.
No, that's all good. I think it is worth to consider because this is definitely something he could have done. But I think if he was like just a couple of frames earlier in reacting, then I think it would have true covered everything. Even if the Zuppy had like low profiled it, just would have beat everything out. Oh, love that. Oh, nice. He covered the path, and then he recognized that this is a really important one too, is recognizing the drop zone, or like when you can drop down back air or like drop down up air. And that's None's biggest specialty. I'll actually this video is a super good like guide to like the higher level concepts in Falcons. Sorry, let me change my windows.
Is that video like I'll just watch it later.
Oh yeah, we're still gonna just to cover the higher level concepts is like None he's honestly grounded until the Fox isn't, or the Fox is in lag. And that's one big thing I recognize is that he uses his speed to like sort of get the Fox to be scared and throw out an aerial. Like here he's dash dancing and whatnot, throwing out aerials and walling, but he recognized that like right there, he saw that Fox threw out an aerial and then immediately whiff punished it to pressure with stomp. And even though he whiffed it,
You're not scared.
oh my goodness, I keep forgetting. Sorry. It's hard to manage between the streams. Let's see. Okay. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Alright, so here None aimed his stomp here. Like after he whip, like he notices like Zuppy goes for this back air, he whiff punishes it with stomp and jumps for a stomp here. And despite him whiffing, you know, if Zuppy up tilted here, he would have gotten stomped. Yeah, he had He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so Stomp comes out, and then that does not trade. That could trade, but he still gets the Stomp in this position. So he only really jumps when he sees the Foxes in lag, because that's when you can actually throw out your moves and be oppressive. Is when Fox is in lag. So it's not like Falcon's jumping isn't inherently bad versus Fox all the time. It's just you need to be able to set it up. It's the hard part. And there's a good reaction point, or a common reaction point to set it up, honestly, is when Fox is jumping or in some form of lag. Let's say they wave dashed or they up smashed or they maybe throw out a walling nair. And you got to get them to like throw out that kind of stuff by using your dash dance. Or maybe even throwing in Hail Mary or not Hail Mary, unreactable like full dashing grabs, or just abusing your good ground movement. And then also using jabs if they do whiff. Because I think none will get like a whiff an aerial in like Zuppy's face and then like recognize, oh shoot, this was the other concept, like where you go out there and then you react, cut off their path. Where does he do it? Does he do it here? Wow. Unlucky.
Yeah, that would have worked if it was right timing.
Mm-hmm. Also, a big thing about Nair, personally, is that I personally found that you kind of just have to unlock Falcon's Nair. You can't Nair when the Fox is lower than 30%. It's not going to lead to anything. You will just get reversal for it.
My general rules that I've kind of figured out for Nair is that you can't Nair when an opposing spacey is facing away from you because their bear has more range than your Nair. You can't Nair when Fox is close to you because their jump squat will low profile the first hit, meaning the up smash will beat it, and any instant arrow that they do
Oh my
will beat
god.
it.
Like this exact example.
Like that exact example, yeah. Like if Fox had done an up smash there, even there drill works too, but like up smash especially, if you get up smash, you take 60%, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So those are kind of like the two main things, is playing around the fact that their jump squat and their and their dash will both low profile Falcons Nair.
Yeah. Which is why grab is so important.
And like Nair it's I don't know.
It's a dumb move.
Like Nair is it's just so bad in so many matchups, especially like Beat and Marth. It just feels awful. And in neutral, it just feels so terrible with both of them.
Nair is good, but only... I feel like these days Nair is good, but only really as a spacing tool to keep them out, or to beat full hop, really. Or like maybe not a shield option, just like... It's really just like a spacing tool more than anything, but...
True.
It feels like if you're going to...
Very good answer to full hop. That is like the best use case for it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's better than up air, honestly, just because it covers more angles and it's less likely to trade. But yeah, no, I think the Nun does a lot of nairs. I was so surprised because he makes the nairs work, but only because he does it in like as like a after like bears and a bunch of jabs in between. Where is it? I honestly think that the nairs that Nun does are like, they aren't really meant to hit or open him up. What's meant to actually open Zuppy up is the jabs and like stomps that he does afterwards, after he like sort of scares Zuppy into nairing. Like he uses nair as like a way to say, I am here, you will have to interact with me right now, pick an option, or otherwise you're gonna get hit with this. And yeah, he did a roll jab here, I think, right? Oh no, like he's jabbing out of hit stun a lot of the time, where I think most other Falcons, like I hear a lot of the times here, I would try to do like dash back, and what did Zuppy try to do here? He tried to up smash? I think he tried to up smash or something. He tried to do something, or like an aggressive option like into the corner. Oh, I went forward. Oops. Yeah, he tried to up smash. Yeah, he tried to JC something. He liked to grab. Oh, he tried to grab. But yeah, he jabbed there, and that would have lost to, or that would have beat my dash back. Or Zuppy's up smash would have beat my dash back, or him just being aggressive in that spot. FD is hard ass stage. You got to make a lot of really good reads to win this, and just have like really good hit confirms.
Like, I'm good on FD. I don't know why I'm good on FD, to be honest, because I don't reaction tech chase. So, I honestly don't know why, but I do have a very good record on FD. That being said, it is the least fun stage, so.
For sure. Oh, another thing I recognize, this micro situation happened in the KJH game where you jumped into the drill, but you tried to roll out of it. Here, none always just holds shield because you just shield the shine and then you grab them.
Okay. There's that knee again.
Yeah, you see where he recognized the jump is that he jumped right as he recognized the DI, or that he's DIing off stage and has to double jumps towards the ledge, and then he'll have enough time to cover this path with knee. And if Fox shine stall, then that's Fox is still within that soft knee danger zone of getting hit, and then none uses that to continue the edge guard. But the macro, simplifying the macro is pretty difficult, but there's I think a certain spacing where you're recognizing that you can just keep dash dancing and Fox really can't do anything. If you dash dance and keep this distance versus Fox, you can kind of just place a lot of stomps here. Or you can be a lot smarter with your stomps. Low-key, this is where you want to keep Fox if you want to start throwing out aerials. Since anything else, if they get any closer, you have to start jabbing or grabbing to keep them honest. And even here, I think if Zuppy is trying to really maintain this distance between Falcon, where he's right outside your grab range, you can still do a slightly longer overshot grab, and the Fox will find it really hard to react to, especially if they're gonna have to react with spot dodge or something or drill. They can get hit with that if none just runs all the way across and grabs. Oh, this is beautiful. I like this one a lot. None whiffed the aerial. Recognize he get that dash back, or he whiffed his grab. And a lot of times, people would try to cover themselves by shielding. It's a pretty good, decent reward to get grabbed, but none opts for jabs a lot of the time just to keep Foxes from trying to overexert themselves and have to sort of second guess themselves, which is really important. And there's going to this gentleman, and then this is a really good CC. But yeah, I think there's the big thing for me recently is recognizing when did I jump? Am I jumping when the Fox is in advantage, or am I jumping when the Fox is in lag? And when I land, how far is the Fox from me? Can they run up and aerial me? If so, then I will have to either shield or jab. If they're far enough that they can't aerial me without me wizzy stomping, then I can try to dash back or try to force a run up grab. Or if they're too far away, then I can just keep taking. I can stay in place and sort of control my space because they just gave me a bunch of space.
1 frame to CC or shield at a disadvantage, 3 frames to jab at a disadvantage, approximately 6 frames to dash back at a disadvantage is the reference point that I use.
Yeah, and I think once you take into account that if Falcon has enough space that the Fox also has to travel towards Falcon, having that kind of recognition that I have all of these options that can get me out of disadvantage, and also just reversal the Fox into my my advantage. Here, none gets this really good pressure sequence just by hitting this jab. This one jab. And that was an unlucky bear whiffing. Just because the Fox reverse back air beat the back air. That's tragic.
Yeah.
But regardless.
Probably could have been like a neutral jump fade in there to space around it, but space around Fox's aerials is so difficult.
Yeah. Here, Nunn actually doesn't even try to whiff punish this directly. He recognizes that he can't react to this too well. And he just goes for an aerial to, like, read Zuppy's dash back, which I do think is a little high risk. But I feel like that wasn't really the point of the nair. I feel like the point of Nunn's nair is more so to get Zuppy to try and get under him, in which case Nunn will be like, okay, you try to get under me or try to get near me, I'm gonna blow you up with like another move, like a back air or like a grab or stomp. Okay, that was just silly. Yeah, I think honestly the campier Foxes are a lot easier for me to deal with. Like for me personally, Hacks, who's like not always pressing his advantage as much as possible or not nairing into me as much as possible, honestly easier to deal with than someone like than Zuppy.
I mean, normally I can take games off of Hacks, but to be fair, that one time that I played him, it was like coming off of a 12-hour shift and I had slept and like blah blah blah, a whole bunch of shit, so I probably wasn't playing that well. One thing that I kept fucking struggling with was just like, how do you get around, like, what options do you have to deal with runoff shine as like an edge guard?
When the Fox runoff shines?
Yeah.
I think
do, like, a double jump out. Can you like DI really far away and do like a double jump stomp or something to beat it?
Can you give me an example of like the kind of runoff shine that Foxes tend to do?
I mean, if you like recover low with like an up B,
Mm-hmm.
And try to like grab ledge or just try to go stage, at any time that you can't recover high with an up B, they can just run off stage and press down B and then you die.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a lot of times, like Fox will like F throw me off stage and then like do a delayed run off shine to try to catch me as I double jump to ledge.
I see.
It's just like I don't know how to avoid that other than just avoiding the grab.
Okay, so you're saying like, let me set up the situation here. Like the Fox here is throwing you off stage or something, and you try to like jump here, right? Let's do like a more extreme example, but like you get this and they do like a delayed
You aren't streaming it.
can you see the OBS stream that I'm doing?
It's streaming the Nunn versus Zuppy set right now.
Oh, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here's the Uncle Punch one. I need to keep it on this one, sorry. So, let's say the Fox does the forward throw. They wait for that and then do like the run-off shine, right? Something along this line. Something like that, right?
Yeah, say it's like when Falcon is at like 30 or 40.
Okay.
Because like F doesn't sound.
Like that?
Yeah, that kind of situation.
I think that the number one thing here to do is just like, if you want to beat this mix-up, is to double jump back aerial.
Double jump back aerial?
Or like double jump at the Fox and aerial. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's what. So like double jump stomp. Or like double jump forward stomp, you mean?
Yeah, double jump forward stomp is good. like the only thing this really loses to is back air. Like this loses hard to back air, but if
so that's a mix-up as opposed to just Because right now, the way I'm playing the situation, I just fucking die and kind of put that in the situation.
Also, in this situation, you can do neutral jump and then drift forward. Like, you can get screwed if you hold forward.
That still gets shined, though.
Oh. If you're still getting shined here, then that means that the fox is, like, consistently hard committing to it. In which case, I think... It means that the fox is hard committing to it, meaning you have to do, like, a double jump stomp or, like, a double jump nair back or double jump up air.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's like another high-tech thing where it's like you have to do like a wiggle-out air dodge, but that one seems really difficult, and I think for the purposes of like keeping it simple and just keeping it straight, like I think that is honestly one of the biggest ones, because none does it honestly a lot. He gets away with it so much, like the double jump back stuff. Like he did at Launder's Land a bunch, like he would just double jump back and just directly stomp on top of Zuppy, and then Zuppy like... He covers that a lot versus me, but, you know, he ended up getting it a lot. Oh, wow. He ended up getting it a lot versus Zuppy, despite Zuppy typically covering it versus me, because I think none recognized, like, those spots where Fox is just hard committing to something, and you recognize that, oh, Fox is gonna try and hard commit, I'm gonna position myself right up there, and then boom. Oh, here's another big one. I think this is a big... like a prime example of the macro concept is that none jumps when the fox is in... He doesn't aerial when the fox is in lag, he jumps when the fox is in lag. And because of that, he's able to set up like a really good spacing and walling here. And because, Zuppy's on the back foot, he's dashing back. He's going to try and whiff punish and grab. None recognizing that he's slow or didn't hit Zuppy, ends up still going for the jab. And ends up getting an opening off of this, which I think is huge. Like, this happened because he recognized that he could jump when Fox was in lag, and that let him set up a really good pressure sequence, and that pressure sequence led to a kill. So if the Fox is really not letting you get your aerials in, you can probably just try it. Like, this is a good way of weaseling your way into an opening, or at least tricking them into an opening. This is like a really solid sequences of slight outplays that lead to a very big opening. So this was like him recognizing he could have this was a minor outplay right here. And then this was a minor outplay here, which all led to this bigger outplay here. Which I think was really neat.
And there's that knee again. Yeah, that's the one that I really need to start doing more. And then when it doesn't work, I should probably...
Double jump air dodge back to ledge is pretty good if you can get a really good handle on that. Otherwise, sweet spotting the ledge is a big one. Yeah, and sweet spotting the ledge, learning to get back on stage as quick as possible.
I was just talking about like when edge guarding, doing the like short hop off stage knee.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He just did that again, and
right here.
A little bit ago.
Right here.
I think, yeah.
And then Zuppy jumped into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up getting the kill off it, which is really nice. I hope that is like, because it's been almost an hour.
Oh yeah.
Sorry about that. I mean, we can talk more. Feel free to hit me up whenever about. I would love to chat more about the game. I just love talking about the game. If you have any follow-up questions, please do let me know. But I hope that answered some of your like concerns within the matchup. I can give you a more comprehensive, summary of the notes, because I'm sorry, it's just like a little bit scattered right now. I was trying to, incorporate the things I saw in your VOD into like a more cohesive message, but I can come up with that one later if that's okay with you. Like
that'd be great.
All right, great. I hope that addresses like some of your bigger concerns in the matchup, because this is a lot of stuff that I've been ruminating on personally, and I think that like I think this could help you a lot if you manage to get like the macro situations on lock, because I think that you understand like the grab situation, especially the way you played versus the Falco. I think you had like a lot of really good showing. Like you low key cooked the Falco. I think if you hit like a couple more confirms, you would have three stocked the Falco. And if you had like just a couple of more confirms on the Fox, I think it would have been much better. Because I think you tanked a couple of your leads really early, going for those edge guard and getting reversaled. So that was low key you SDing 2 straight stocks in a row, and I think.
Oh, that's so common for me. I don't get salty about SDing because I SD so often. But I think if I start finding slightly safer ways to do edge guards like that meme, things like that, it will make my consistency against those characters a million times better.
For sure.
I did have one question. Shit, what was it? Sorry. I just thought of it now. I forgot
again. Okay.
I don't remember, sorry. If I do remember, I'll just DM.
Please do let me know. I will send you this VOD up. Let me know if you have any other Uncle Punch stages or like save state ideas you want me to send you. I can come up with a quick practice regime as well afterwards, but I have to get going soon.
Yeah, good.
We can follow us up in a bit, but I hope that answered your questions. Let me know if you got anything more.
Definitely learned a lot.
Thanks.